Hey Mr. Nguyen, this is my attempt for the first 8 extricated video. The first thing I'm going to do is CPR. When I'm doing CPR, I got to check for three things: the ABCs, the airway, the breathing, and the circulation. Well, to check the airways, right? What you're going to do is put one hand on the chin, right? The other hand on the forehead, and lift up. Check. You got to make sure there's nothing blocking the trachea. I'm saying it wrong. I know. Trachea, and you gotta check if anything's like if it's clear, right? So once you've done that, you check for breathing. You can feel the breathing up on your cheek, but right next to the mouth. You could listen, or you could just look if they're breathing. If they're not breathing, well, they're not breathing. So you can perform CPR. And then finally, circulation. Right? Circulation is pretty much if their heart isn't beating, they're probably not. If they're not breathing, their heart is probably not beating. Like boom, boom, boom. So to prepare for CPR, right? You gotta get a hand, interlock it with the other one on top. For me, it's my left hand. Okay, for me, it's the left hand. No, right hand over the left hand. You interlock it, and then you gotta place it right in the middle of the sternum, or aka between the nipples, right here. And also, if you have during an emergency, there's two people, right? Have one lifting it up like this, at the same time as doing compressions, and then yeah, for adults it's 2 inches in depth, with at a rate of 100 to 120 compressions a minute, and you can also add a rescue breath, which is like it's like a mediocre breath inside their mouth. In order to do that, you gotta pinch their nose and cover your mouth with their mouth completely, right? If you don't pinch his nose, the air is gonna get out completely. So you gotta be careful of that. Demonstration. Don't judge. It's penguin. I know. Check. And then for compressions, like I said, between the nipples, interlocking hands, right here, in the middle of the sternum, or keep between the nipples, and at a rate of 100 to 120. But for babies, right, you gotta decrease the depth. It's the same rate of compressions, but like the different depth. So usually you do 30 compressions followed by a 1 second um, breath, right? You gotta wait 5 seconds before continuing with compressions. So, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. After I pinch nose. So you will wait 5 seconds and then repeat the same process 3 times, right? And then if you should probably take turns if there's someone near you, so that way if you're exhausted, you don't put their life in danger. So that's CPR. Thank you for watching. Next segment coming right up. Hey, Mr. Nguyen, my first aid procedure of choice is the one and only Heimlich maneuver. Okay, so what you're gonna do, right? Usually someone's choking if food goes. Okay, normally a person chokes when they're talking and eating at the same time, right? Because the food goes bypasses the epiglottis and go down the trachea instead of your esophagus, aka the airway to your lungs. So that's how people choke, right? Well, if you see someone choking, right? Usually have 2 minutes uh, before they become unconscious, 4 minutes until brain damage starts, and then 6 minutes they're actually dead. Watch out for that. So in order to do the abdominal thrust, aka the Heimlich maneuver, what you're gonna do is get your any hand, right? Your dominant hand, make it into a fist, but put your finger inside the fist. Put the other hand over it, and you place it right at the belly button, and then you push upwards, right? Which is going to cause your intestines to push upwards, your diaphragm, and eventually your lungs, causing the object stuck in your throat to go out, right? But if you're by okay, but if you can't wrap your wrap around their belly button, then go move up to the chest, but be careful with the xiphoid process, or else you can get internal bleeding. What else? Yep, check. Okay, but if you're alone, right? What you're gonna do is get a chair. So I can't demonstrate it since I have no chair with me right now. But like, what you're gonna do is like just do the same thing you were going to do with your fist and hand over it. Do the same thing, but on top of the chair. You can go. Demonstration, right? My penguin, right? It's choking. So what you're gonna do, let's pretend the belly button's right here, right? This, check, right here. And that's pretty much it. Hammer maneuver done. Hey Mr. Nguyen, this is my wounds first aid segment of the video. So what you're gonna do, right? Let's say if you get cut right here, right? You're bleeding, right? Oh, I'm bleeding. Oh, I'm bleeding. What you're gonna do is get like a compressed bandage. I got my sweater since I don't have any. So what you're gonna do is wrap the wound around with pressure, of course, but the bleeding goes through it. Do not remove it like right away. Don't remove it. Instead of removing it, what you're gonna do is place another one, like so, right? And then what's the next one? Oh yeah, puncture wounds, right? What you're gonna do? Let's say if a nail goes through your hand, right? Don't remove it. Keep it there. Go to the doctors. Let them do the work. Easy as that, right? Amputation. Guess what? Let's say you're working, right? You accident, right? You saw your finger off, right? It's amputated, right? You think you can't do anything, right? Well, actually, call 911 first of all. Get that amputated. Oh, wait. Before you call 911, get a compressed bandage. Wrap it around the injury to help prevent you bleeding from death. Call 911. Put that amputated finger into a plastic bag with some ice. It'll reduce the temperature, slowing the decay of it. And then when the ambulance arrives, give that bag to them along with the person who got injured at the hospital. They might be able to reattach it with no nerve damage whatsoever. Let's say you got burned, right? There's 3 types of burns: first degree burns, second degree burns, and third degree burns. First degree burns, pretty much sunburn. You can't do anything, just let it heal. Second degree burns is pretty much when you get burned and then you start getting blisters, blood. It's like really nasty, right? And third degree is when the skin falls off. You won't feel pain because the nerves are gone too. Fun fact. So what you're gonna do, especially if you have third degree burns, go to the doctors. You can't do anything by yourself. Second degree burns, go to the doctors just in case. What you're gonna do is protect it from the environment. Do not put ointments until like a couple of days after the incident. And that's pretty much it. Let's go. Oh yeah, and for animal bites, right? Pretty much, get bitten, right? It's bleeding, right? Just put a bandage over it. No, actually wash it out with soap and water, and then just put a bandage over it and go to the doctor in case it's rabies. You never know. Bingo. Woo! Hey, Mr. Nguyen, this is my splinting segment of the first aid video. Okay, so pretty much, right? Splinting, right? Let's see if you fall on the ground, right? Like, you fall, like, you go on your hand, right? Towards the ground, and you broke right here, right? Pain, deformity. You could put ice for the pain, but pro tip, you could splint it. By splint it, it's just something to hold it in place, right? So we got a piece of cardboard right here. In order to splint, right? Especially for this part of the body, right? What you're gonna do is keep it right here, just right on top of the palm, probably right here, this area. Put it right here, get some string, attach it, just to keep it in place to prevent further injury, right? Or further damage, internal damage, right? But if you break your ankle, splint it, right? What you're gonna do is put it right around here, and do the same thing. Put wires and then just keep it in place. It's used to immobilize the joint, and that's pretty much it. Or if you break your arm, you could do a triangular bandage, which is like pretty much this. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hey, Mr. Nguyen, this is the sling segment of the video. Okay, it's pretty much what a sling is, right? You can use it with a triangular bandage. You pretty much just keep your arm like this if you break it. That's pretty much it, right? Since I don't have a triangular sling, I'm gonna use my sweater. Because it's the same thing pretty much. Okay, so what you're gonna do, right, is get the 2 corners, put one on top, put the other one on top, just tie it around with the knot. Pretty much it. Put your arm through here, and yeah, pretty much it. Voila! Triangular sling. Easy as that. But with the triangular bandage, right? You get it, right? I don't have it, so I'm gonna pretend I do, right? Fold into a triangle just like this, right? Keep this corner. I look crazy, I know. Keep this corner right at the elbow level, right? Put the one on top over your neck, then bring the one over in the bottom and just bring it to the top, tie a knot, and that's pretty much it. Hey Mr. Nguyen, this is last segment for my first aid video. So today we are covering the tourniquet. Tourniquet is pretty much when you have an artery break and you're bleeding to death, you can save your life. But guess what? Heads up, it will result in amputation. So what you're gonna do is do this, right? Okay, I don't have an actual tourniquet buckle, but I'll use my sweater for demonstration. So I chopped my arm off by accident, right? Trying to save my life. So what you're gonna do is get a tourniquet buckle, right? Tie it around, two sleeves, tie it around like 2 times, right? On the third, get a pencil, put it in right here, right? Overlap it one more time, tie a knot, and then spin the pencil 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So what this is gonna do is gonna cut the blood flow to your arm, aka no oxygen or a pulse is gonna like be in your arm, no pulse, no blood. Pretty much since the tissues won't be getting oxygen from the blood, they will decay, resulting in amputation. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.